Hello, welcome to my channel. This is normally a retirement channel, but I'm doing a little diet series just because I lose weight every spring. I gain weight over the winter time, and I usually try to lose about 10 or 15 pounds in the spring, and I have gotten pretty successful at it. When I was in my 20s, I never had to worry about losing weight. When I was in my 30s, I started cutting out carbs in order to lose weight in the spring for the summer. And then in my 40s, besides cutting out carbs, I also started doing some intermittent fasting. And I had success with both of those things. But when I really started being able to control my weight and really lose weight on demand, I diet for 4 months and I plan on losing 10 to 15 pounds over those 4 months. Most of it is going to be in the first 3 months. The last month, it really slows down. I'm 2 weeks into it, and the first week was pretty easy. Didn't really have a lot of hunger. As I'm getting into the second week, I've actually noticed a difference, not only on the scale, but also putting on my clothes. I can also feel a difference there. I started out at 190 pounds. This week I actually started weighing myself in the morning, every morning after coffee, after I use the bathroom. I weighed myself every day, and at the beginning of the week I was at 187 pounds, and at the end of the week I was at 186 pounds. And I started out at 190 pounds. I'm 5'11", 190 pounds, and with a t-shirt on, you can see I still have definitely a little bit of a gut. So this week I want to talk to you about counting calories. That's how I lose weight. That's how I discovered to be the most effective way for me to lose weight in the time period that I wanted to lose it, which is 3 to 4 months. I just want to lose that winter fat, the holidays, and just, for me, winter is hard, and I just enjoy eating food in the wintertime, cookies and treats, and I buy cereal and I drink whole milk, and life is just great in the wintertime, at least diet-wise. I'm just, like I said, trying to get through the winter, and I don't mind putting on a little bit of fat, but in the spring, I want to lose it. I want to be leaner for the summertime. I'm more active. I'm out doing things. I don't want to be carrying around as much weight. And I'm vain. I want to look better. So that's what I do. So I want to talk to you about counting calories and why you need to count calories. First of all, when you count calories, you actually notice what you're eating. You see what you're eating, and you see how much of the macronutrients are in the things that you're eating. How much protein, how much fiber, how many carbs, how much fat, and how many calories. You see all that and you start learning about food. And believe it or not, if you just count calories, it will probably improve your diet. Without even setting any goals or saying, I'm going to eat less or I'm going to eat this amount of calories, just the act of counting calories will probably make you eat less. Now, why is that knowledge important? Because macronutrients count. If all you're eating is carbs and you're not getting adequate protein, it's going to be harder to lose weight. If you have protein, you will feel full longer. I notice myself, if I'm on a diet, and I aim for 180 grams of protein a day. If I have a day where I'm really low on the protein because I've had some carby foods and I'm still trying to stay within that 2,300 calories, then I really notice that I get hungry. So your macronutrients count. I shoot for over 30% protein, which for me, I really just shoot for 180 grams of protein. My carbs, I like to see that well under 40, like maybe in the high 30s, and fat in the high 20s, maybe low 30s, so around 30. So I'm looking at 30 for fat, a little under 40 for carbs, and a little over 30 for protein. And that's pretty good. If I have a day that's 35% carbs, 35% protein, and 30% fat, that's a great day. But counting carbs teaches you how to eat better, just in the act of counting carbs, even if you only do it for a week. And if you do it for longer and you can stick to a diet that you set for yourself, you will see great results. So how did I come up with 2,300 calories? There's a lot of places you can go online, just type in how many calories should I have for a man, 5'11", 180 pounds. And they will tell you what your maintenance calories are. And I checked out a couple of these calorie calculators, and they were pretty well on. And there was also one that had also how much weight do you want to lose, when do you want to lose it, and it would tell you how much you had to cut your calories. And that was pretty well on too, because when I looked, I think they told me my base calories, my just the calories that I needed to maintain my maintenance calories was 2,900, and I think mine is about 2,800. That's what that's what I'll eat throughout the summer and fall after I get off this diet. And my calories on this diet is 2,300, which is 500 less. Why 500 less than your maintenance calories? Because 500 calories a day times 7 days in a week is 3,500 calories, which equals about a pound of fat. So cutting your calories by 500 calories a day is like saying I want to lose a pound of fat a week. And a pound of fat a week is doable for a while. And I find it pretty doable for the usually the first week or two I lose more than a pound of weight. It's probably not a pound of fat, it's probably water weight. And then after that, it really does, it's about a pound a week, and you'll see that difference. Let's see, what are the other things I wanted to talk about? Counting calories. And I wanted to talk about portion size. If you're counting calories, you really have to be strict about your portions. I remember the first time I measured out tablespoons of peanut butter, because the portion size on peanut butter is 2 tablespoons. The first time I measured out 2 tablespoons of peanut butter and put it on a sandwich, I realized that's about half of what I usually use. That was disappointing. So it's very easy to eat more of things like condiments when it says serving size is a teaspoon or a tablespoon, or serving size is a cup of certain things. You've really got to start measuring that out if you're going to count your calories. That's the only way you're going to be accurate. And the other thing I want to talk about, cheat meals. No, you're not having a cheat meal. I'm not having a cheat meal. The only person you're cheating on a cheat meal is yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Don't do it. You can wipe out everything that you've struggled for all week long in trying to stay within your calorie count. You can wipe that totally out with a cheat day. Don't do it. It's going to happen naturally. Let it happen naturally and don't worry about it. You're going to have a time when you go out with friends, when you go out with family, holidays are coming up, Easter's coming up. I know I'm going to overeat on Easter. I know I'm not going to be able to stay within my calories on Easter. I know I'm going to have a piece of pie and, whatever. That's going to happen. Don't plan in your cheat days. Plan to stick to the diet. Plan to stick to whatever you set yourself, whatever calorie goal you set for yourself. Plan to stick to that and stay with it. And just when it happens and you go over, don't let that derail you. Don't let that get you off track. You're just, okay, it happened. Move on. As long as it doesn't happen every week, you'll be okay. What else do I want to talk about? That's about it. If you want to lose weight, if you really want to do it and you haven't been able to, start counting your calories. I'm not some 20-year-old that can just skip a couple meals and start losing weight. I'm in my 50s It is not easy for me to lose weight, and yet I've done it consistently the last 4 years, very consistently, because that's when I started learning about counting calories. I learned the nutrients and the macronutrients in food, and I realized what I was really eating, and it changed my life. It made it so much easier for me to lose weight. So I showed you what I looked like last week, so I'm going to keep doing that. And again, this is just the end of the second week. There really hasn't been that much of a change. Again, I'm in the same shorts, a pair of compression shorts, same room, same lighting, and that's what I look like. Relaxed, flexed, no, not much different. From the side, again, relaxed, flexed. And when I say flexed, I'm just kind of tensing up. I'm not trying to suck in or anything. I'm just kind of tensing up. And from the back. And yes, all this in another few weeks will start getting smaller. It'll still be there. This, and one thing that I wish I'd done, because like I said, when I lose the 10 to 15 pounds that I plan on losing, most of it is noticeably through the waist. I mean, my arms do get a little bit leaner, my legs do get a little bit leaner, I start seeing a little bit more muscle definition, but the biggest part of it is right in here. And I want to measure my waist, and I wish I'd done this when I started the first week. And you want to get right in the same place, and you want to probably be just a little bit under your belly button. And I am about 36 3/4. 36 3/4. And this week I started weighing myself. I was 187 pounds. By the end of the week, I was 186 pounds. And I am going to take a picture of this, because if I show it to you like this, it's backwards. And these are my numbers for every day from March 1st to March 13th. And I have stayed pretty close to 2,300 calories. I've gone over by 10 to 50, quite a bit. One day I was at 2,000. And I just keep track of the foods that I eat. And I think next video I'm actually going to go over some of the foods that I eat. One of the things I did this week was I looked on YouTube, because I realized I was relying a lot on protein powders and protein bars. So I looked on YouTube for some high protein food that I could prepare for the week. And I've done this before, and I came up with burritos. I've done burritos before where I've prepared them. I made them yesterday. I made 6 of them. I ate one when I made it, I ate one. And then I had 5 more, wrapped them up in parchment paper, threw 2 in the fridge, had one today, threw the other 3 in the freezer. They'll be for the rest of the week. Great plan, great idea. And I'll let you know a little bit more about the actual foods I eat in the next video. And again, I'll give you another update on how I'm looking as far as losing weight. Still a lot in the back. All right, that's all I got for today. I'll do another one next week, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.